What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Avowed. And to be honest with you, I never thought I'd be making a video on this rumor, and it's that Avowed is going to be delayed. And it's just a rumor, although the rumor is that it's like imminent. So hopefully, it can give this video like a day or two breathing room, and maybe Xbox can announce it or Obsidian can announce it a few days from now. But that's being reported by Tom Warren, The Verge, is that this is the game that's being chosen to, be pushed, and pretty much that the game's fine, the game's going well, they just want to give it breathing room from the rest of the pack that's gonna release this fall season. And I get it, I guess, from that angle, which I guess is the angle that they're saying it's happening, right? I guess I understand it. I think it's a pretty sizable game, but is it as big as, say, an Indiana Jones? No. Is it as big as, even, at least on the surface, is it as big as a Dragon Age type, right? Probably not. But when you look at just the Xbox ones, I don't know, because Stalker 2, right? So Stalker 2 goes to November, gets delayed from September to November 20th. Indiana Jones, the rumor was that's December, and then Avowed was also supposed to be November, right? So right now, and I've said this before, Indiana Jones was the game that I thought had the highest possibility of being pushed. At the same time, big IP, big name, big game, right? So that honestly could do really well for Xbox if they release it in the holiday season. It does make sense to get that thing out. If you had to choose between Avowed or Indy, you would pick Indiana Jones to release. But I always just felt like that was further out for game purposes, right? Avowed, the reasoning would be to get out of the way of other games. Indiana Jones, I thought, would get delayed out of the reason that it's just not ready. So again, it's just a report, but it sounds like the game is going fine. They're just trying to move it out of it, and it would be moved to early 2025. So when I hear early, the first things I think of is late January, early February, right? Which normally does get packed. I mean, a lot of games come out that time. February is normally a very busy month in games. Even this past year, actually, January, February, March was completely packed. Then it kind of fell off, actually, and just didn't have as many games. Had some good games, but just not as many afterwards. So that'd be shocking. It's shocking, but at the same time, at least now we see it coming. So if it gets delayed, they'd have to give a date. I imagine you'd have to give a date if you delay it, and hopefully you could do it roughly around the same time that you give an Indiana Jones date, right? Because if you're delaying Indiana Jones and Avowed, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And but again, I go back and forth because it's from the Xbox ecosystem, it's really those three. Shattered Space 2, and maybe that's one where Starfield is going to happen in October, because I'm thinking it sounds like all of these are going to come out too close to each other, right? Starfield, I would have maybe thought September to go along with just with the 1 year. So you do Shattered Space then, and then maybe you have Stalker 2 and Avowed sharing November, no big deal, I suppose, and you'd have Indiana Jones in December. But maybe if they're closer together, you got to pick one of them to kind of move out of that window. Beyond that, yeah, the fall is packed, but it's packed with things that are not Xbox, right? I guess, Call of Duty, if you count that, but the Assassin's Creeds of the world, Dragon Age, those are big games. I guess you can debate how much they directly compete with Avowed, right? I get it, but at the same time, every other game is about to kind of go up against each other. It's very rare you can get a game that kind of just comes out on its own. I guess maybe a Stellar Blade and Hellblade kind of got to do that in April and May. There was really nothing else besides those two in their respective late times of the month, right? So we'll see what happens. But again, it sounds like it's going to be imminent, so hopefully a day or two from now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.